Good morning, folks. This is Wamatu Beach in Kenya, the Villa Solomar. It's on a beach, and it's sunrise on the 3rd of November, 2016 at 5:56, and it is 10:56 Eastern Daylight Time, 10 in the evening, in West Michigan, West Michigan, I should say, near Grand Rapids, near the Lake Michigan. Within an hour's drive, and we're witnessing. It's too bad the clouds are in here, but see what we'll see here. The sunrise in Kenya. Hopefully, it's not affected by chemtrails too much. I do see some whispery items up in here. But I don't see any lines or new jets coming through. I mean, I just looked at the ISIS station, and it was just the ISS station coming down between South America and Antarctica. Solid clouds almost. I would say 95% covered. And you know there's that 450 winds down there that's circulating Antarctica. If you check your winds online on the Earth wind channel, you'll see that you've got to go to, let me go to that right now on the other web page and go to wind. Okay, it's called nullschool.net, earth.null, N-U-L-L, school, SCHOOL.net, and you'll get this Earth page, and then you've got to click on the text of Earth on the below left, and then you look at the different qualities. Here you've got the overlay, it's called wind, but then you go up to the height, and you click on 10 or 70, and you're going to see quite something. If you turn, what you do is you put your cursor on the globe, and then you move it up to, first you might place where you live, like I have here in West Michigan, and then you click on the 10, and you can see the movement in the northern and southern, but then you go ahead and just hold the cursor and pick it up. It'll blank out until you quit clicking, holding the click down, like bringing up South America to the north, and you'll see this massive wind circulating. Let's see how much, I'll X that off. You got to X off the English, and then you just put it in certain spots. That's 170. That's not too bad. Anyways, it's been up to 400. Right now in the 10. Now let's move it down to, let's go back to the Earth again. Let's see what's up by Michigan. We've got 191 kilometers per hour over Michigan. Wow, that's something. And it's all streaming in from the Arctic and from the West Coast. Let's see, over Colorado, it's about 156. Over California, 108. Spokane, 115 kilometers per hour. Then we get the green at the south of Greenland. That's 141. Let's tip it upside down. There's that other circular double circles around. It's quite amazing how the winds at the different levels just are mind-boggling. 191, 183 above my place right now. It's hard to imagine. All right, let's go to 70. I'm sure that's 70. Now you get the specific winds going. I mean the winds that are a little bit larger around the Antarctica, half of it from South America, and then it leaves out some of the other on the other end of the Antarctic. Okay, let's check some of the winds there. 198, 217, 199, 193, 208, and it's circulating around. I mean, it's just the main red circle going around Antarctica, basically. All right. Let's see what we hardly have anything in the Arctic at this level of 70,000 kilometers. All right. Okay. Anyways, let's get back. Here's the sun coming up on Kenya. Let's see how much time we have. We've got 3.5 minutes. A little lesson in the winds. You kind of got to pay attention to that. And there's some other things that in that graph and charts at the earth.nullschool.net that you'll see on that graph of the globe. You got to pick out the wrong globe, otherwise there's plenty of sheets and different venues to pick out on the what you want to look at as far as the flat Earth or flattened out. All right, let's see what we see in the. So far, the sun is in about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch wide on my screen right now. Measure it. Yeah, it's not quite 3/8. Oh, I should say 3/16. 3/16 of an inch wide. Now, let's see if there's anything else that might show in this reveal itself as it rises. I work my way from Kenya to Greece, to Italy, to Spain, and then the Canary Islands, and then Brazil, Sao Paulo. And then sometimes the Alaskan webcams, about the time it reaches the United States on the East Coast, far East Coast. There's webcams in Greenland. But the Skyline webcams do not have the Greenland. You've got to go get a different source. You just type in Google, Greenland webcams. NASA has an island that they've been conducting kind of experiments that they do in Mars with the Curiosity and that. They did testing and everything else, and sometimes I don't think they ever left the Earth. They're just doing it all there. It's just like some people, a conspiracy, oh, they never went to the moon. Well, what are we showing here? Not quite yet revealed yet. I've got to do another video here. We're going to cut out. Oh, this is Will Bradford from West Michigan, United States. next to Lake Michigan within the hour, and we're in Eastern Daylight Time of 11:05 p.m., and you are here in Kenya at 6:06 a.m. on the 3rd. I'm still on the 2nd yet. We're watching the sunrise in Kenya. We had a view here a little bit of about 3/16 of an inch sun. Actually, it probably was an eighth, and then it grew a little bit as it went through the clouds. And we'll see what this webcam throws off for a fake sun that's going to put the focal point someplace else. Most of us Nibiru watchers now believe that there's been a spacecraft with about 30 hexagonal 10-inch mirrors that all in one spacecraft that can allow to bounce things around and even turn up the intensity of the sun that's possibly been affected by the second sun that's draining energy from it. Plasma bursts. We see that with the flares on the sun coming up and sun going down. Now that could be right here, a possible chemtrail. And we'll have to wait to see if the sun's going to get, it's quite a bit larger already. We're talking only 3/8 maybe. It grew double. And of course it's now going through another cloud system, so we'll have to wait till it gets to the top. I was just wondering if there's any other light source, which looks to be there's some light over here. I've got a little flare coming right here. I don't know what that is. Let's go full bore. And now on the November 1st, I believe, I went to the Hawaiian Institute Observatory and look at the PS1, number 1. PS1 has a number, and this is color webcam. And I ran it and found that there was a counter-revolutionary object that moved to the left, which is opposing to the moon and sun and all the planets that moved to the right through the webcam. This was moving from the south and went west. The others were going from the west, going almost east. This thing really was only in the sky for probably 2 minutes, maybe, as it was low in the sky, but in the southeast quadrant. But we're watching the moon, I think, in that time Jupiter and Venus maybe were out there also. Of course, the sun right now has the Mercury around near it, so we might see another object along with maybe a second sun here, as we did in the Italy one on the first at the Venice webcam. Let's see, it's called the St. Mark's Basin Venice biennial webcam. I tried to get a good webcam in the Saudi Arabia area, but nothing doing. It just was poor and dirty lenses. As soon as it clears this cloud, maybe we'll see something here. Now this right here could be a chemtrail because it coincides with this here. Aha, look at these orbs. Alright, folks said they'll start watching. We usually see these, but we're going to look for, let's say, a green and a red, or a yellow and a red, or a yellow and a green, or a blue. We call it the red and blue Kachina from the Hopi Indian legend. And other people are going to be able to are capturing that in the skies. And sometimes clouds can be helpful, and sometimes even the chemtrails can be helpful in showing us. Well, there's people swimming. You're just coming out at early in the morning, sunrise. Do a couple screen captures now. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know whether there's something there, something here. That's why I capture the screen and then I can develop it later with the colorations and filters. Now that is a weird object, isn't it? Look at that. It's getting darker, more golden. Now, why is it only collecting on that bar? Some like I said, I thought it might be a chemtrail, but I'm thinking maybe it's something else. That it's whoa! Look at that color. Went to green, flared up. I'm going to have to do another, but why is it just doing that bar that was up there, that cloud line? It goes to that line and quits. Isn't that something? And then down here it goes past the clouds. It doesn't go through the line there. So what is that loop? Alright, bye. I'll go to the third. Hello, this is Will Bradford. just coming to you. Sorry folks, I cut myself off there by accident. Lost probably close to 30 minutes, but we're at Wamatu Beach in Kenya, the Villa Solomar. And we're watching a weird sun reflection that we think that, well, look at this. See, it's again, a weird point. Look at this right here. Let's go full boat so I can get a good picture here. Full screen. Now I've got to look other places because they're pointing a focal point some other place at the webcam and cameras and even telescopes. They've got, if you go to Jeff P., his recent videos right now are showing and telling you how that's happening and what they're using from the 2009 lab, that they've got a satellite up there with 30 or 40 10-inch mirrors that are hexagonal. Even the sun will show hexagonal at times. So we know it's a fake or a sun simulator, as most of us think the sun. See, look at this again. We got this point overshadowing an orb, and probably the same thing going on here, but this is shining on the bottom as well as this and well as that. So you tell me if that's not real, if that isn't an object that's got something to do with the sun. And right here, and we got, of course, the reflection flare over here. We got, I guess that's just the island. We got a red spot over here, somewhat. Amazing what's I don't know. See here, we got a glowing spot here and a glowing spot here. See what? And this I haven't seen. The two, like it's spinning. Well, they say that there's a Fresnel lamp in front that spins, and it looks like we're catching it right here. Busted, NASA. Why are you doing this to the sun? Now we've got probably a complete, unless they're intensifying it. Look at this here. I don't know what kind of object that is or what they're trying to portray. Boy, that is getting awful bright. Phew. So it's shining from something on something. Usually you don't see the brightness on the orbs because they're supposed to be fake. Well, if they're fake, then they wouldn't have the sun. I'm thinking that they're either equal to the sun or even maybe ahead of the sun now. As my sunset in Lake Michigan, off of Lake Michigan, looking west off my lake, there was a dark shadowed planet about 25 degrees up, and it was about 15 degrees north of the sunset. So it'd be over to the right 10-15 degrees and then up 20-25 according to sunset. So look for that in your skies to the right and see if there's a dark object that the jets are chemtrailing to the right a lot. This is amazing. That sun is how wide now? If you go around normal, it'd be 2, but you got to spread it out there. It's now 3.5. 3.5 inches from 3/16 to 2/8 or 2/16, which is an 1/8. Oh, look at this. We got over here. Lighten up. Why is that way over there? You know, if this was a cloud system, fine, but these are the clouds and they're not lit. And do you know why? Because the clouds are on our Earth, the sun is in space, and so that must be in space. This must be in space. This is lit up. That must be in space. This is lighting up. Or giving a spinning Fresnel might reflect the light onto there. Just haven't figured it out totally. I'll have to send this to Steve Olson and Chris Potter and Jeff P. Asking them to figure this one out. Look at how bright that is. That is not our sun. I'm telling you. This is live webcam. So why did it shoot way over there to the left? Are we having, is there something over there that's giving us plasma? And now this planet is actually falling into the sun. It's moving downward as the sun moves up. Otherwise, it might be just the sun moving up. Let's put a mark right here and see what moves. I'll put the cursor right on top of that. All right, what's this here? Look at that. It's starting to go into one another, as well as this is starting to reform. I still have no idea what this is all about. Unless that's the wing. Unless that's the Biru and that's the wings. It's a pointed object, which we've seen many times in pictures. That you see the low and the rest is the cloud of dust up above it as it comes in with that leading. It's almost joined. Like I said, this is another object here. So we've got multiple type objects. I just wonder if these people are seeing what we're seeing. Look at all. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people out there. Maybe 9. You know. Holy frick, look at that. Striped. Kenya is right on the equator. I checked it out. Yeah, it's going to be more like a daylight time. Check with Steve Olson all the time. He's a good one every day. They're trying to figure out this fake sun simulator, as well as Chris Potter, a physicist's thoughts. Okay, and Jeff and they're both in conjunction. You got Jeff B, you've got Rex Behr. Okay, this is Will Bradford, West Michigan. We're segment 4, and we're watching the different sun shapes that just happened, and they're starting to fade away a little bit. There goes possibly Nibiru. And there was one over here that melted into the sun, as you can see there, part of it. And they were huge. They were way up here. And look at that. What is that there? It's a shadow. Shadow of what? That's partly what I saw in the sky the other night, but of course that's on the, that could be because it's in the equator or southern equator. It might produce that part of the clouds, but we'll see. And we got more clouds coming in, and it's really getting, see, there's another chemtrail. So they're still chemtrailing even in Africa. You can't get away with it. But this about 20 minutes ago was really something. So if you come on board, I'm still recording. That's why I can't diminish it, I suppose. Usually you can downsize it here. Oh well. We'll wait till time's out. Look at this thing blow up. There's that second thing that disappeared. It was like Nibiru. Now it's coming down to where it's enlarging. This is enlarging here. It comes back again. Here they are. Now why did it disappear and come back? And see, these are reflecting on each other, so they're in the neighborhood. I believe. I mean, that's... Wow. Can't believe this actually happened again. There, look at that one. We got another thing here. One here. Wow, that thing is just glowing big time. The sun simulator is really putting out. It's trying to hide this. Alright? The brighter they get, it's supposed to diminish the others, but hello, webcams are kind of seeing through it, and then when you do screen captures and then do an Earth-Friend color view or whatever photo editor you've got to mix and filters the reverse or negative, you'll definitely see what they've been trying to hide. Now, see, I don't know if this is something here or if it's just part of that with a cloud in between, or a chemtrail. Why would this have this bright spot? This bright spot is coming from up here. Wow, that thing got huge. It was at for sunrise. It was at 1/8, and then 3/16, and now it's at 5 inches. 5 inches. Let's see, by what segment 4? So in 45 minutes, it's gone from 1/8 of an inch, or 3/16 if you want to say. It was actually in between, to this huge monster. And here we go. We got that one little planet that shows, object that shows a bright spot around it. Now maybe that could be a something like Saturn, where it's got little things outside it and it's lighting up from the sun. And again, this is still, now this is lit up over here, so what's lighting it up from there? Well, what's this here? Your mind just kind of goes wild with what you're trying to see, because it's misdirecting. It's deception. NASA, never a straight answer, is decepting. And the Bible and the God told us that we would be deceived in the end, near the end. Look at that. Did you see it move? Both these planets and sun and everything moved. Now, I don't think we've got a high wind. No, it's not a high wind. You can look at the branches. They're just breezily, maybe 5 mile per hour would move the webcam. And just keep looking at it, because remember, this possible thing is spinning. It's a Fresnel, like a lighthouse. But they can change the direction, and they can intensify it. Well, let's see, there's one person, I guess that wasn't a person. One person there, and there's still 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5. Look at this. This orb has changed. Now, is that from spinning, or is that something else from the effects? What is this revealing to us? These shafts of light here. This is definitely an orb planet. This possibly could be one. And let's go over here. I don't know why that stretched out light like that, unless it's, again, a possible planet. And like I said, it could be just those discs that are redirecting our eyes. We keep it on the prize, which is the actual Son of Man, Son of God. Actually, the Son of Man. Yes, he was the only. He actually was the Son of God with the mother that was has DNA. We believe in you, Lord Jesus. We pray to you that this is all coming to your final judgment, because the earth has been guilty of its sins too great. They're starting to make copies of animals and copies of, and even changing DNA. Hi, this is Will Bradford coming to you live from West Michigan, near Lake Michigan, in the middle, near Grand Rapids. It's 11:37 p.m. on the 2nd, and this here is on the 3rd at 6:37. But I want to go one more time on this because I wanted to finish out before I head to Italy webcams. In fact, while we're watching this, I'm just watching above there. Look at it. The sun has almost filled the whole sky. Is that unbelievable? It is now almost 7 inches by 5 inches. There you go. Take a 7 by 5 and put it over the sun on a screen for your photo. 7 inches by almost nearly 5 inches. I'd say 4.5. Yeah, this is not normal. We're just going to watch and see what it develops into or what it transforms into next. We believe it's a sun simulator, and it's a collector of sorts, and it's a reflector. All trying to deceive the world. But they can't do anymore. Those planets are out of the sun. Wow. I mean, the sky is just purely, and there's one too. I mean, are these going to be the Fresnel, but they're not hexagonal like a lot of them end up being. Those are round. One just went with a white again. We'll see what comes over here next. That right there is one. Or two. Just seeing what happens underneath the sun as it rises. We'll come back to this. I'll be heading towards another Greece or Italian, depending on what time of day we get another sunrise from another area. This being, like I said, on the equator. Oh, there's our red one. They sure turned off the light on it. The intensity, luminosity. Maybe CERN has something to do with it. It'll start maybe to shrink a bit here. Let's measure it. Nope, still 7, 6.5, 7 inches. There's got to be some cosmic rays that are different. If there's something behind there, it's sending different. Now, the second sun is supposed to be infrared, IR. And what cosmic waves are they sending besides gamma rays and the normal? And we're turning out to have a yellow something up here. I don't know what this is here. We'll have to look at it. Can't believe that'd just be clouds. That's usually that striped planet. As you can see. Of course, it disappears in that fake sun. So when you see reflections of bright light on the opposing or reflected items, you think, okay, where's that reflection and where's that brightness hitting that particular object? If it's a reflected one, then it's got to be in there somewheres that the sun has got, and if it's on a bottom or near the top of the sun, the simulator or the sun itself, then you're actually seeing something that's getting closer. There goes a bird. Is that just part of the red, or is it just kind of starting to turn into a little red ball? And I see it over here too. Must be maybe some clouds are starting to form. What is this here? Is that in the water, or is that a person? Or is that something on the ridge? There's an empty boat way out there. Or that's a rock, possibly. I believe that's a rock. And here we go. We got something coming. Usually those things start fluttering. And, this one here too, but it's not. There's constant. Alright, when this one ends shortly here, we'll go to another one. See what we can see in another camera. I guess near the equator, the sun would be more intense. It's actually the south of that would be more intense because it's more direct as it fades away from our tilting Earth here on the fall to winter. I'm going to end this one. Let's see what we got. 8:55. We got 1 minute. I guess I'll let it go. So there's it's kind of like the green, and that's the green that I was looking for. Just seeing the other webcams in Italy. Comenia Bay is one. And we've got 28 seconds. Please ask your God, if it's not the God of the Christians or Israelis, the Jewish, to have you come into your heart and forgive your sins and to make amends and to love, just love, and tell your family and